Hey guys, Desolate Magic here with more, I almost said spoilers, but it's leaks, for the upcoming All Will Be One set, or as everybody likes to call it, All Will Be Done Playing Standard Constructed. However, we've already seen some very interesting cards for other formats, so hey, silver lining. I mean, honestly, I've already decided I'm almost definitely not going to play Standard after this drops. I can barely tolerate it as it sits right now, with them doing nothing about Haughty Djinn. Red Rush I beat it 75% of the time, that ridiculous blue-white plus build-up Urza thing, I don't even know how that's popular or wins ever. Not against my main two decks it doesn't, but as soon as Infect is in play, I'm not. And it's very liberating. I haven't felt this liberated since I burned my bra at the last feminist convention. I had to go to the dentist today and get some work done with no anesthetic, and now we're doing these, spoilers, 100% not under the influence of anything. I assure you. So first up, it's Red Sun's Twilight. Ayo! It's double X. Oh my god. Oh, we're off to the races already. Double red plus X. Rare sorcery, destroy up to X target artifacts. Nice. If X is 5 or more, for each artifact destroyed this way, create a token that's a copy of it. What? Oh my god, I mean, that's only 7 mana. That's not the easiest thing in the world for red to do. It could use some assistance, but like, red-green, let's go. Is it worth building a deck around? Absolutely not. It depends entirely on what your opponent's running, but this is just such a good card. Now, of course, it's red, not blue, so I barely even need to read the end, but those tokens gain haste, exile them at the beginning and the next end step. But man, this card's powerful. It's slow, but it's interesting, powerful, and hilarious, and it just screams multiplayer commander. I mean, this is just so good for a big, splashy, just end it all, you know, assuming they have artifact creatures, big battle. Otherwise, you could clone like a Panharmonicon and do something else after that, but boy, you'd have to have some mana left. Otherwise, you could just destroy one artifact for 3 mana, don't forget that. So next up, ya boy Venser's back. It's Venser Corpse Puppet. Oh, they stole the name of my metal band, those jerks. So it's 1 blue, 1 black, 1/3 legendary creature, Phyrexian zombie wizard, lifelink toxic 1, darn right it is. When you proliferate, choose 1. Get punched in the face by your opponent, or get hit by a table when your opponent flips it towards you. But if that doesn't happen, proceed with the other 2 modes. You gotta choose one of them. If you don't control a creature named the Hollow Sentinel, create the Hollow Sentinel, a legendary 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token. With nothing, I guess it's vanilla. If it wasn't, it would have to, by rules, say it on the spell, but they've run out of room and cut corners before, so I'm not sure. Or target artifact creature you control gains flying and lifelink until end of turn. That's very underwhelming, but you're already proliferating, okay? You're already gonna win. So, yeah, I don't play proliferate in any format. That's all I gotta say about that. Next up, the Mycosynth Gardens. Oh boy. It's a land, it's a sphere, but so is the Pokemon Spheal. You ain't special. He do be rollin', cause he do be round. So if you tap it, you get 1 generic, and if you pay 1, you can tap it and add 1 mana of any color. So a filter land, feed 1 in, feed 1, or get 1 out. Or you can pay X, tap it, and it becomes a copy of target non-token artifact you control with mana value X. Not until end of turn, permanently. Okay, now this is huge. Like, this is actually a really good card now. Now, if you're wondering if this is a reprint, there is a artifact rare from Darksteel called Mycosynth Lattice. But no, this is a new card. I mean, obviously it's a sphere. I don't think we've ever had that, and it's coming from the set All Will Be Round. So next up we got White Sun's Twilight. What? That's racist. You can't put the word white on a card. Jeez, Watsy, what's wrong with you? So it's double white plus X. Sorcery, you gain X life. Create X 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might artifact creature tokens with Toxic 1. There it is. I knew it was coming. I told you that if you're running Infect, it's going to have go wide 1/1 dumps because we already saw that hinted at on another card, and here it is. I'm sure this isn't the only one that creates them. So just what an absolute trash set. But wait, there's more. So you create your stupid little Infect monkeys, and guys, they can't block, nor would they ever. And if X is 5 or more, destroy all other creatures. Because why not? Well, we found it the worst card in the, second worst card in the set so far, pardon me. Kind of blocked it out. The last one being, of course, the cast counter spell, give opponent an unavoidable poison counter card. That costs 1. Love that. So next up, it's Thicc, Crucible Goliath. It's a 4-cost black-red 4/4 legendary creature, Phyrexian Beast, and at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature card, or a reason to not be playing Infect, because why wouldn't you? You're just going to win on turn 3. Oh, and by Infect, I mean poison counter. It's not actually Infect, it's Toxic, whatever, get over it. It's Infect. Okay, they could name it anything. They could call it Mark's magical healing ability. If it puts poison counters on someone, it's an Infect deck. The end. So anyway, if you sack a creature, and you can reveal a non-legendary creature card with lesser mana value, put it directly onto the battlefield, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Well, this is at your end step. You don't get to immediately use it. It's a target until next turn, in theory. So this isn't that great, but, like, it could be. It depends. We've had the Evolver decks before, and they're a lot faster than you think. Next up, Skrelv's Hive. What the heck is a Skrelv? At the beginning of your... Oh, it's a 2-cost white enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might artifact creature token with Toxic 1, and this creature can't block. There you go. Turn 2, their turn 1. Perfect. And it is corrupted. As long as an opponent has 3 or more poison counters, creatures you control with Toxic have lifelink. So you just keep swinging out, boost them. I bet Mono White Infect will be the deck. Actually, Mono White, Savor Boost, green splashed with that other green guy with Hexproof and Indestructible, granting at instant speed as low as they can get it. Because there's a couple 1-cost versions of it in both colors. Yep, that'll be the deck. So moving on from that tragedy, we've got Kemba, Ka Enduring. Well, you're not going to endure poison counters. So this is a 2-cost white 2/2 legendary creature cat cleric, and whenever it or another cat enters the battlefield, not attacks, under your control, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to that creature. You won't have time, you'll die to Infect first, but sure. Equipped creatures you control get +1/+1. Okay, that's powerful. This is now officially commander grade if you're running an equipment deck. And then if you pay 5, with 2 of that being white, you can create a 2/2 white cat creature token. Wow, 5 for a vanilla 2/2. Yeah, that'll compete with the other mechanics in the set. It's just weird to even see these next to each other. You gotta wonder. So next up, Urabrask's Forge. Oh, that must be where they forged OGL 1.1. Yes, video coming soon. Unlike other YouTubers who don't know what they're talking about, I wanted to research it and get all the facts. So anyway, 3-cost red artifact. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put an oil counter on Urabrask's Forge, then create an X/1. So X attack, 1 toughness, red Phyrexian horror creature token with trample and haste. But no toxic? What? Where X is the number of oil counters on Urabrask's Forge. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. So create a 1/1, then a 2/1, then a 3/1, then a 4/1, then a 5/1, then a 6/1, but you can remove oil counters from it yourself. It's just you wouldn't. The player in control of it, as far as you know, is the one who does that. So this is a story spotlight card, but with, like, no flavor text. It's kind of weird. So next up, Evolved Spinoderm. It's a 4-cost 5/5 creature, Phyrexian Beast. I swear I could read this. At least it's nice that these are in English. None of that woke, fake, diverse, ooh, look how big we are, look how diverse we are crap where they hand one to a French person and pat themselves on the back. Anyway, Evolved whatever this is enters the battlefield with 4 oil counters on it. Evolved this thing has trample as long as it has 2 or fewer oil counters on it. Okay. Otherwise it has hexproof. A 5/5 for 4 with hexproof with oil on it. That's nice. But at the beginning of your upkeep, whether you want to or not, remove an oil counter from it. Then if it has no oil counters on it, sack it. I mean, yeah, pretty on par with green. It's kind of interesting. You got to plan ahead. It takes some skill, some planning, some, you know, intelligence. I always like that. Next up, ooh, Mercurials are back. It's Mercurial's Spell Dancer. It's a 2-cost 2/1 creature Phyrexian Rogue. Oh, the Phyrexians got to them too. How dare they? So this thing can't be blocked, which we already have way too much of that in the game, and it's very, very annoying, very difficult to play around, and very inappropriate for 2 mana. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an oil counter on it, and then whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may remove 2 oil counters from it. If you do, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copies. So just, Haughty Djinn Enabler. They got to ban that card eventually, just pull the damn band-aid off, but they really have completely and entirely abandoned Standard. So don't expect any toxic decks, pun intended, to be dealt with anytime soon. Next up, what is this thing? Holy crap. Ovika Enigma Goliath. It's a 7-cost blue-red legendary creature Phyrexian Nightmare with flying, and it has ward 3, comma, pay 3 life. So I believe that indicates you have to do both. That is ridiculous. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create X 1/1 red Phyrexian goblin creature tokens without toxic, where X is the mana value of that spell. Oh my gosh, they gain haste until end of turn. This would actually be a really fun, stupid, silly commander. So I'm not going to dump on it too hard. I mean, okay, non-creature spell is just another is it enabler. Is it shows up on every plane. It's almost like WotC is out of ideas. Why do we even still call it is it? Just call it what it is, spell spamming storm. Well, this comes out way too late to be competitive in standard. So anyway, next up we got Tablet of Completion. It's a 2-cost artifact without legendary. I'll just point that out without even reading it. I'm sure that'll come up. Tap it, put an oil counter on Tablet of Completion. What? That's how you pronounce it. Or you can tap it and add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Activate only if it has 2 or more oil counters on it. Okay, that's a little late. And then if you pay 1, you can tap it, draw a card. Ooh. Activate only if it has 5 or more oil counters on it. So it's like a semi-automatic, you still have to remember to do it, evolving card. So like automatic free level up. That's, once again, not a bad mechanic. It's kind of interesting. I think it's a little too slow and weak for Commander, but, you know, it depends on your play group and stuff. And nobody's going to play Standard, so I'm not really sure what this is for, but, you know, whatever. Interesting that these are all rares, too, which means that they're not draft cards, so I don't have to say, oh, that's draft filler. Oh, that's a 5-cost vanilla black kill spell because draft. Okay. So next up, it's ya boy Geth, Thane of Contracts. Well, you think you're hot? Okay. I'm the Thane of Whiterun. I don't want to brag, but like, if we're getting that out, you know, I'm just saying. And hot take, guys, hot take. Okay, while we're on the topic, Skyrim is for the Nords. I said it. Cancel me. I don't care. So this is a legendary creature Phyrexian zombie, 3/4 for 3-cost double black. Not bad. Other creatures you control get -1/-1, a very Geth thing to do. And if you pay 3 with 2 of it being black, so you can't just kind of one burst into it. It would have to be a true black heavy deck. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains if this creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. Activate only as a sorcery, as I'd like to call it, literally Whip of Erebos. So it's almost the exact same effect, but Whip of Erebos is a 4-drop artifact. All creatures you control have lifelink instead of -1/-1, and then it's 4 to activate. With that one, you exile it at the beginning of the next end step. With this one, you keep it. And then lowering the cost, I mean, making them smaller, and then you gotta, like, load your graveyard ahead of time with, like, self-mill on what turn 1 and 2? This card isn't as fast as you think it is, but it's still really good. It's free casting, its recurring resurrect from the graveyard for 2 less than that ability technically should cost on average, according to, like, the unwritten rules on the average card. So I don't know what to think about this, I mean, I obviously don't like it. I just feel like, you know what, forget standard, -1/-1, and then put something in the graveyard. I mean, you'd have to find a way to untap them, I don't know about that. But you could find some kind of, like, on death create a token thing. I don't know, I just feel like there's some kind of death loop kind of effect. And a 3-cost card that could be a potential infinite with 4 toughness, you better watch out. So, I'm a little worried what this will do in, like, modern and stuff. Next up, it's Unctus Grand Metatect. Oh god, that sounds exactly like, first of all, the name of some idiot feminist with a nose ring and blue hair, with made-up pronouns in their bio, and like, Metatect would be their position at Twitter. Watch this be the most powerful card in the set. Alright, so it's a 3-cost double blue 2/4 for legendary artifact creature Phyrexian Vidalcan, and other blue creatures you control, because remember, this is a mono-heavy set, and that's going to drag it down, but if you play anything other than white and infect, you are actually insane. That's just blitz, win, protect your crap. And honestly, like I said before, there's no reason not to splash green. I think I saw 1 white advantage card, and it wasn't worth playing, so there you go. So anyway, other blue creatures you control have, when this creature becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. Jeez. And, well, it's not May, you have to do it, so okay. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1, jeez. And if you pay 1 blue Phyrexian hybrid, which is 2 life or 1 blue, until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to its other colors and types. Oh, go to Spray Painter Deck Enabler, and activate only as a sorcery. I mean, 1 mana or 2 life to make it 1 bigger, But not at instant speed? I mean, I don't know about that, but alright. Next up, Norn's Wellspring. There you go, drop the nuke on there, a Spike of Silex. And then do a little touchdown dance as it blows up and takes her with it. So it's a 2-cost white artifact, and whenever a creature you control dies, like one of your stupid little 1/1 toxic tokens, scry 1, because of course, and put an oil counter on this card, and then if you pay 1 and tap it, remove 2 oil counters from Norn's Wellspring, draw a card. Oh, a white draw engine in a backup death trigger in a board wipe heavy format. In a mono white enabling set where white has the strongest, fastest infect strategy. This can't possibly backfire. I don't see how anything would go wrong with this. Next up, Blade of Shared Souls. Ooh. That's a 3-cost blue artifact equipment. I do like colored equipment. It's pretty cool. And 4 mirrored in. So when it comes out, you create a 2/2 red rebel creature token. Then attach this to it. It might not be the most mono set in the world then. Whenever Blade of Shared Souls becomes attached to a creature, for as long as Blade of Shared Souls remains attached to it, you may have that creature become a copy of another target creature you control. Holy butts, that's powerful. I love cloning, but I like under control cloning. You guys have seen my deck that I run on stream. It's pretty funny. I call it the blue-green photocopier. It's a powered down version post-rotation of the, what did I call it? Steal and clone? Last time? Kidnap and clone? And then this has equip too. So it's not one of those stupid, auto-equip one and done things. That was a mistake. God. Between takes here, I'm eating this, probably not spicy to you guys, Thai chili sweet sauce, tomato, and cucumber salad. And it's good, but it's on the border what I can handle. So, okay, the last one before I have to go seek medical attention for the sweet chili sauce. Archfiend of the Dross. I don't know who the Dross are, but all right. It's a 4-cost 6/6. Hello. Double black creature Phyrexian demon. Almost every rare in this whole set so far has been double colored. Remember that. But I think it's the humans team up in 2 colors and the Phyrexians are going mono, and maybe that's how they get defeated. It is possible because it's WotC and they do stuff like this because a lot of them are sick in the head. It's possible the Phyrexians win. And then they just hit some big reset button at the end with time travel or something. Because remember, they said that so many things changed that there has to be a follow-up set right after this, and it's going to be some kind of Eternal / Master / Horizon / what do they even call it at this point? Who gives a crap? Set of cards, a new card product to explain the changes made to the multiverse. Okay, we all know the Phyrexian invasion here is going to change the course of the standard format, and that's what they're using as an excuse. Literally the worst kept secret ever. Well, besides the cards in All Will Be One. Heyo, fist bump through the screen. Although since I've been covering Magic, they did accidentally have one of their foreign web host people, translator services or something, nobody even fessed up to it, but that's what it's assumed, leak an entire set. The whole thing. It was the text and rules document, but it was the whole set. And then I remember it happened in the past, so I said it happened twice, and I believe I was corrected, and somebody said it happened 3 times. Yeah. So if you think this is unprecedented, I got news for you. WotC doesn't have their crap together. Well, low-effort socialist, there you go. So what does this 6/6 Absolute Menace probably do? Let's see. I haven't read it yet. I could guess, but it's this set. I don't know, probably something with Infect. Who knows? Alright, so flying, Archfiend to the Dross enters the battlefield with 4 oil counters on it at the beginning of your upkeep. Remove an oil counter from Archfiend to the Dross. Then, if it has no oil counters on it, you lose the game. Okay, then whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, its controller loses 2 life. Yeah, this is too powerful. Even if this is a mythic, not that that excuses anything, it just makes it more expensive. It doesn't actually do anything. Mythic does not excuse a broken card. You can't say, oh, but it's Mythic. And you really can't say, oh, but it's Legendary either. And might I remind you, this one isn't. And also, cloning is already in the game. So just, there you go. So you got 4 turns till you lose the game, but I bet there's ways to put oil counters on it. They don't seem to act like charge counters, just from what I've seen. Although I don't know if we've seen an exception. I just have a feeling. I thought we might have seen a card or two that already said, especially in colorless, put an oil counter on a creature. But yeah, this guy's powerful. Also, it doesn't say when cast. It should have said when cast from your hand because they have at least one, I want to say 2 black spells that cost 1, maybe 2, that when it dies, bring it right back. So it would enter with the right amount after you think you got rid of it, and yeah, then he keeps swinging. So 6 in the air for 4 is that's too much. And then whenever anything dies, on your opponent's side, they lose 2 life on top of it while you continue to dominate the game. Very annoying. I mean, we're coming off of the black banning, the great banning of Midnight Meat Train, or whatever the hell that card is. I made the joke so many times I don't remember what it's called. And we still have Liliana in the game, which was a gigantic mistake, but, well, that's just the pinnacle of proof that they don't care about Standard anymore. I mean, they themselves said it, too, in a direct statement, paraphrased, but, I guess that's not enough evidence for some people, because people are still telling me I'm wrong. Well, I mean, there's a difference between reality and what you want to be true, and the sooner you learn it, the sooner you can move on with your life and stop being a defective person. Because right now, self-delusion ain't healthy, okay? Your brain ain't working. Get a clue. So anybody still left at this point, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next Thai chili cucumber salad.